So for this episode of Minds of Techno, I have someone really fun for y'all. Juicy Romance. I do remember listening to that remix that she has with Marlon, and that's called Juicy Peach. And I remember I just found that track and I loved it. At the time, I was making a playlist that reminded me of the vibe of Berlin, and I remember that track, Juicy Beach, just fit perfectly because it let me it gave more energy to the vibe, but as well it let me change it to another one. So it was cool. And when I entered into Juicy's profile, I thought that I was gonna find trance or more conventional techno, but I found something better for me personally. I do remember listening to Hammer. And as well listening to Not Thinking About You. From her 2022 EP Amorous, just saying this music is perfect, man. It's perfect, it's perfect. You can crank it on the car, you can put it on the club, you can vibe to it. And it's that type of techno that the sonic dynamic is not pumpy or low or here. It's just a track, it's just a beachy ass song. And I loved it, and I felt like I was listening to Billie Eilish or someone like that, because everything was so clean in the production, everything was so elevated to this beautiful level, and the vocals are not just random words there to hypnotize you into something. She's like a true lyricist and like a true artist. I really consider Juicy more of an artist more than anything, someone that you see her behind the decks but can easily sign a contract with a big American label and just become an artist, conventionally, as you can see. But someone that got in love with the raving culture, and more importantly with sort of the DJ world and the techno community and the culture, and getting hooked by that. And to see someone that obviously comes from a background that's super different from the entertainment and from the music, atmosphere. So for me, it was odd, but it was something meant to be. Nobody in this earth produces music like Juicy. She's unique, as I tell you. And yeah, I do remember extracting all the vocals from her tracks and trying it on other music, other rhythms, other techno vibes, and it just fits perfectly. I think that's the voice that I'm more familiar to in techno today, with Juicy's voice. I just think she's such an interesting, I will say, producer in terms of sound design and vocal as well, arrangement and design. And yeah, I do remember every release that she will put, I will follow her, and I will always have it there and will always listen to it and vibe. And I just think that Juicy loves partying, loves the club life. She's an Aussie, so that's just a pure representation of her enjoyment, partying and everything. And it's just bitchy, it's badass, it's ravey. You cannot tell me you cannot listen to a song of Juicy and just pump your butt there. But it's cool, it's cool. She has a really electric and I would say unique personality as well that I love. I do remember in 2023 listening to In the Light. Being just moved, what a cool track. Sometimes you have ideas on your mind and here and there, and some techno producers that they crack it, they crack those sounds, those things that you're finding as a DJ as well. So I just loved it. It's a really beautiful song. I think that It doesn't fall into any genre. It's just a cool track. I remember that later that year she released Work With That. That was such a different vibe and sort of a little bit more familiarized with her first stuff from Amorous, but it was a little bit more evolved. I think that when she started producing after 2000, mid 2023, late 2023, like her production quality as well improved. And to be honest, I have always liked even from her first track, but I can feel like wow, like this is music like I can mix with reggaeton and other genres that are more slower paced, or maybe I will say their dynamic is not so explosive and out there like techno, but it is incredible, you know. I love that a lot, and how she's able to maintain her identity but as well evolve in that same identity without having to change so drastically her concept in production. So yeah, I love that. And you know, just a little story time. You know, one time I got hired. I was gonna play in a fancy place. It was one of those like fancy towers, and I think it was only a girls' party. And they hired me as a DJ. And you know, I entered here. I had my set and everything, but I didn't knew there were only gonna be girls there, and those girls just wanted to party and rave, man. So I remember, well, here I'm just gonna mix Simone and Juicy Romance, and it went perfectly, man. Like I had the whole crowd there, and it was something magical. I think it awakened something in women there, or I don't know, but as a DJ, it's just the best thing just to have Juicy's music, you know, because he's so versatile. In as I tell you, it's so fun. It's so fun. I love it. I think that at the end, art as well is about fun. It's about having a good time. It's about finding that connection, and despite we all being different, having one thing that unites us at the end. And I love it a lot. As I'm following her career, I have listened to her previous releases as well, and she dropped one recently. It's called Drink the Juice. Man, this is, if I had to do a list of my top 10 like favorite techno tracks of all time, that track's gotta be there, man. With the time that she started, and just it's not like people were supporting her or anything. She had to build her career from zero, and for me that's a gift for music. You know who she is, and I love it. I love it a lot. I think that a lot of people get I think misinterpreted by their beauty or their youth, or you're a woman, or because you're an up and coming in this like techno world that in certain it is ruled by the algorithm and by these big personalities. But you know, I see through all of that, and just knowing that all the time, all the music and everything that these people are putting in, you just gotta appreciate it, you know. I love that women now can be just like Juicy. Like, you learn how to produce your music, you learn how to have your image, you move your brand. You know, there are places where you can move yourself, and of course it's not easy, and but now it's possible that you don't need to attach, you know, to people that are sucking your blood there, man. You can build your own career now. But I like that this medium has as a challenge being a DJ, becoming a DJ, and just deciding to say like, you know what, I love this, I'm gonna present my music. Instead of being just an artist, I'm gonna DJ for the people as well, because that's what she loves, that's what she likes. And sort of that doesn't like compute. I mean, it's like a gift. Like I tell you, usually like big artists that have these personalities and everything are drawn into DJing when their career is almost dead, man. It's almost over, and they arrive as a conclusion. But just having her starting her career as a DJ, as a producer, it pumps me and excites me a lot. I always DJ her music, I always listen to her as well, and I think it has to do with the quality of the production and the creativity at the end of the music. So yeah, props to Juicy for being such a badass artist, DJ, or producer there. Put all the labels. Listening to the interview, there's a strong point that I love. That well, she grew up in a town outside of Melbourne, and Melbourne is one of those like is becoming slowly one of those techno capital cities of the world. Man, the vibe there is impressive. You should check their whole culture and communities there in Melbourne, and their events and their shows are just cool. You see someone that learn how to play in pubs, in small bars, small pubs. It's cool. Sometimes it's even cooler than a club. Obviously, you're getting paid less, but just getting the experience, putting your music out there and finding different places, and it's just cool. It's cool. That's why she learned how to really work her sound, because she understands sort of the impact sound has in different venues for different people, and sort of making her bones as it should. So yeah, what a DJ, right? What a producer. So for this time around in Minds of Techno, Juicy Romance. And something that I gotta agree is that life does need a little bit of juice and as well a little bit of romance.